Здравствуйте, дорогие друзья, с вами WWEKorgeGames, и мы продолжаем играть в Madden NFL 19. Что ж, плей-офф у нас идет вовсю, и сегодня мы посмотрим на третью игру между Green Bay Packers и Pittsburgh Steelers. Две игры было сыграно. Первую игру выиграл Green Day 17-14, ну а во второй Питтсбург одержал победу 14-6. И вот она, третья игра. Ладно, давайте начинать. Не будем уж тут тянуть кота за яйца. Но перед тем, как начать, конечно, прошу вас не забывать о подписке, комментариях и лайках. Канал нуждается в вашей поддержке. Поехали.
Hello again, everybody. It is the coach. You're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what ought to be a great matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So with that, let's get you up to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. Standing by for the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, and Heinz Field. A few moments ago, the Steeler offensive starters, including all-pro wideout Antonio Brown, were introduced. They've got this crowd in a frenzy as they get set to square off with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
Here we go from Heinz Field as Chris Boswell tees it up and boots it away. Trevor Davis now to return. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
I think Aaron Rodgers is one of the poster boys for persistence and belief in self, because coming out of high school, he had 0 scholarship offers in the D1 level, went to a junior college, went to Cal and just blew up there. And then, of course, as a first-round draft pick, but a lot lower than what he expected in the first round, and then had to sit behind Brett Favre for a few years in Green Bay before getting his shot. Now he's probably one of the better quarterbacks that we've seen come down the pipe.
On first down, Rodgers. That's caught by Geronimo Allison. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
The first carry here for Ty Montgomery. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. And the Buffet boys, the O-line. Hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
from midfield. Here's Rodgers. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. Rodgers to Cobb. Good for a Green Bay first.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. Completes it left side to the tight end Lewis. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
And partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And able to find Graham, complete. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
A first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Montgomery back to the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Draw play, Rodgers to Montgomery. Montgomery hit, and the ball is loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete. The veteran Morgan Burnett there on the coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
So on now for the Packers is their all-time leading scorer, Mason Crosby. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. And Crosby puts it through, and the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. So a nice opening drive on the road. You get the 3 points. Part of you wonders if that might hurt them later not getting into the end zone.
Well, the good thing is still first quarter, and they didn't come out of it with points. In a sense, they can look at it positively and say, hey, we set the pace in this one. I think that's how they'll go about it.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. On the return, Fitzgerald to Son. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They're led onto the field by a man who needs no introduction, Ben Roethlisberger.
We talk so often about his physical attributes. Of course, the Big Ben nickname, his ability to take hits in the pocket, his ability to extend plays and get outside of the pocket. But how about this for efficiency? Top 10 in career NFL passer rating, and he's one of the top 5 winningest quarterbacks in NFL history. That's pretty darn good.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Here's the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He's looking deep for Bell. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On 4th down, here comes a Steeler punter, Jordan Berry, to kick it away. Trevor Davis, deep for Green Bay. Taken in at the 22. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. So just a lone field goal in this 1st quarter of play. 3-0 is our score. More from the Steel City coming up after this. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. 2nd quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. second down, Montgomery. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. It's caught outright by Graham. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Two former All-Pros connecting. Rodgers fighting his tight end Graham. Packer first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. Third and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And there's a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
A play fake to Montgomery. Now Rodgers. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Bud Dupree coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for a loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he finds Jimmy Graham. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Rodgers handing to Montgomery. Shelling through the defense. Got some real estate inside the 30. And finally marked down at the 23. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Rodgers now on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Rodgers. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Rodgers now operating from the gun. Officially a minute 54 to go in this first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
And Crosby puts it through, and that will make it 6-0. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like that one?
What does that mean, break out just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. Toussaint now to return. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now Roethlisberger on first down. This one complete, right side to McDonald. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. A screen to Bell. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. And his throw is incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. On third down, Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And welcome back. The offensive unit, they took the timeout, and now they get set to line up as we resume action. From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Roethlisberger coming up with a 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. To throw again is Roethlisberger. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
There's no doubt about it. That's just one of the best connections in the league. Big Ben throwing it to Antonio Brown, and Antonio Brown has turned himself into such a player. A low-round draft pick, but you can't beat his determination or work ethic, and Big Ben welcomes that.
And Big Ben won a Super Bowl at 23, youngest ever to do so, has never looked back. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's never a bad idea to try and get it to Antonio Brown, but there must be a little bit of the Madden curse going on for our cover athlete here. Hasn't been able to get that elite separation that we're used to seeing from him.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Ben to throw again. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Muhammad Wilkerson in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Timeout offense.
So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. And Boswell's kick is good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. Returnable here for Davis. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams, as they've already made their way back out of the locker room. So to bring you the story of the second half, let's get you right back out to Brandon Gaudin.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Toussaint now to return. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. The second half starts with a carry by Bell. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
His struggles finding open receivers continue. I don't know the last time I saw him this inconsistent throwing the football.
It would be hard to find a date when he was this inconsistent. You know, in his locker, he keeps the word poise printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. He needs to find that poise right now.
He certainly does. In fact, I would suggest he laminate it.
From the gun on third down, it's Roethlisberger. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Nick Perry in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Here's Jordan Berry now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And he fields it cleanly. 51 yards on the punt there. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Let's go, come on.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Rodgers to throw on second down. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
So here, the men in charge are going to be looking at whether or not the receiver had possession of the ball as he went out of bounds.
And they have to make sure that the receiver got both feet down in bounds as well.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
They go play action here on first down. And that is incomplete here. The pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. It gets it over the middle to Cobb. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. And this is the 10th carry for Ty Montgomery. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Wasn't able to get anything, no gain. Fumbled once already. Maybe he's being a little careful. Not necessarily on that play, but I'm sure that's in his mind somewhere.
Oh, without a doubt, because protecting the football is job one for anyone who's carrying it. And that's exactly what he tried to do on that play, but it didn't gain him any yardage.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. And off the deflection, it's caught. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play.
Sometimes luck is all you need. That was not even the intended receiver on that play.
Well, Johnny on the spot, though.
Yeah, and it turned into a big play for those guys on offense. They'll take it each and every time.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And Crosby puts it through, and the lead will increase to 6 now. It's 9-3. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. Toussaint now to return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And
I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Roethlisberger. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
And the Steelers on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Roethlisberger. And he finds McDonald. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Again, it's Roethlisberger. Now he's going to go deep down the left. Got a man that's caught inside the 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. As his guys are in for 6. And if the Steelers can convert the extra point, they will have the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell on now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. Rodgers
will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 26. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cobb. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. Caught right side, Davis. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now Rodgers on the bootleg. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Montgomery. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, but what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
They'll try and run some clock now with Bell. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Mike Daniels makes the tackle. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Here's Jordan Berry now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Shotgun now for Rodgers. This is Cobb with a catch right side. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. From midfield, here's Rodgers. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Give him 30 yards there. First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. T.J. Watt in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. He's back to throw. Steps away to his left. And the Steelers signal for another timeout, as he'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. The Packers on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and a mile. Back to throw. The left side throw complete to Adams. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Crosby puts it through, and with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. Toussaint now to return. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now out come the Steelers. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time,
they practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. He'll look to throw. And McDonald here over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. They'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll be second down. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage. And did he just clock that? Looked like he tried to stop the clock, but the clock wasn't even moving. The Steelers on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Throwing now is Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. Well, these corners, I tell you, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it out here 100 times. Nothing good is going to happen. And if you throw it in the wrong place, I'll take it the other way.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll go for it with Bell. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Tackle made there by Nick Perry. And defensively, they were ready for that. A full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. 2-point game. They have the football. Their defense was able to do their job. Now can the offense just hold on here, Charles?
And they'd better, because after the job the defense did to give them the ball back with this lead, it's time for them to seal the deal and allow them to go to the locker room with a victory.
They'll try to seal the deal. Here we go. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10. Rodgers will take a knee here, and that should be all she wrote.
I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Heinz Field.